I grew up in this place, as you can see here. You know, the river over here was my swimming pool. Yeah, we came here. My house was like actually like back there where the kitchen is. So we were like the only family living here. Before I used to walk barefoot. You know, used to walk barefoot, palm leaf clothes, animal skin. You know, like my father kills jaguar, alligator skin from big ones, very tough. That was like my bulletproof, long hair, thing like that. Now, I think plants was showing me like my future jobs to do for me, because I didn't study to work as guide. I just grow up here. I'm just learning like English, like from you guys. Sometimes I met like good people teaching me some English. And that's like the way I'm doing here for my job. For me, nature is very, I would say like one of my biggest friends. I would say like a friend, like like a father for me. And I would say like in this case like that. Because as I told you, when I was learning, I understood what is strong, how strong is like one plant and things like that. So that makes me feel like very, very happy. I don't know. In one way, tourists also changed my way life. I don't know if it's, I think not that bad because everything is changing in the Amazon. Yeah, it's really crazy. Especially like in the last maybe 5 6 years, we are starting to have like a big change. Especially with the water. Maybe not the sun, maybe a little bit the sun, because normally it was like a 42 degree, and now a few days we have actually like a 44, especially from 12 to 2 in the afternoon. So now, in the last 5 6 years, water is coming too much as well. So water, it's really affecting to the most communities lives in the lowland, because everybody have the plantations over there. So every year now water is coming up and it's killing all the bananas, yucca, tomato, cucumber plantation, things like that. So it's not the best for jungle people. Changed a lot because I remember when I was like 9, 10, 11 years old, we had a lot. Not only my family. That was the way life before. Everybody need to plant things and have a lot of things to eat. Was like that. In the last 5 years, all the mangoes, orange, coconut, avocados, and other tree fruits all died because they were not that strong to be too much time in the water, so the tree easily die. So that's why we don't have that much fruit in the community. And that was actually the main reason why most people from my village, they moved to the other side of the Amazon, which is like a little bit higher. So they all went there. Only few people are staying now in my village, like 10, 27 people about, from nearly like 500 people before. So most people like from 19, 20, 23, 24 years, they're all moving to Lima, looking for other job, to work in the mines, companies, because they get a little bit more over there, more than 1,000 soles. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, like for example, the first time when the water came up, that's why many animals die. I found like armadillos, all like land dwellers animals. Armadillos, like agoutis, pacas, you know. They die because they couldn't find water. I mean, sorry, they couldn't find like a dry area. That's why many of them die. So it was like not only human in the last 5 years are the biggest enemy. Now I would say it's the water as well, because when I used to go deep in the jungle with tourists, because we don't have dry place, so we do the activities by boat. So I could find like animals like that, they get drowned. Yeah, because they can really climb. Or sometimes they can be like on top of some fallen tree. But I found many dead animals because they got drowned. Yeah, it really affects also for animals, the water. Like the way life before, we weren't crazy like killing animals. But in the last 10 years, I would say, people I think are starting to be killing animals more like a crazy, not for the meal, for the family. It was more like for selling. That was like a really crazy, because before we killed animal, imagine like my parents, like in my community, when we were going into the jungle to kill animal, we were doing like a pray. We used to pray to the mother nature, why we gonna kill them. Please, Pachamama, like help us to find something to kill it, because it's going to be for our food. Was like that. I think everybody here helps in many ways. For example, to protect the animals. So that's why at least we have some iguanas, we have the sloths, we have the monkeys, the animals I show you. It's because we are starting to protect this place. Otherwise, I think we wouldn't have any animals here. But you have to think about the future as well, because you're gonna have kids, and your kids are gonna have other kids. And it's gonna be like a really sad if you start killing all the animals now, and what your kids is going to see when they grow up. It's gonna be only in book, you know. It's going to be like that. I think it's better if you just protect the animals, and then everybody could see like what is the life here. But for me, I feel like a very comfortable what I have here. Sometimes when I'm laying in my bed, I'm like, okay, what I need. Everything I need to be okay is here. I think I'm better here. Everything I want is here. Yeah.